Good evening and welcome to the first of two meetings tonight. My name is Dennis Buckley, Mayor of the City of Beech Grove, and at this time, we will begin the Board of Sanitation meeting with introductions of the participants beginning on my far right.
Dave Harrison.
Dan McMillan, Clerk Treasurer.
Sandy Seward.
Thank you, Board. You've been presented a printed copy of the minutes of the previous meeting dated Monday, January the 7th, 2019. Floor is open for any questions, comments, or corrections.
I have none,
I
thank
have
you.
none.
No questions, comments, or corrections. I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. This evening, Board, we have 3 pages of wastewater claims in the amount of $395,471. Floor is open for any questions or comments.
I have none.
I have none.
No questions or comments. I'll ask for a motion to approve the wastewater claims dated January the 22nd, 2019, in the amount of $395,471.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. We have no unfinished business to carry over. We have no new business tonight. Comments from board members?
I have none.
I have none.
No comments. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the Board of Sanitation meeting.
Make said motion.
Second.
The meeting is adjourned at 6:02 PM. We will convene the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting as soon as we reset. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the second and final meeting this evening. My name is Dennis Buckley, Mayor of the City of Beech Grove. And at this time, we will convene our Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for Tuesday, January the 22nd, 2019. In lieu of a roll call, I will ask each participant to introduce themselves, beginning on my far right.
Dave Harrison.
Dan McMillan, Clerk Treasurer.
Sandy Seward.
Thank you, Board. You have been presented a printed copy of the minutes of the previous meeting dated Monday, January the 7th, 2019. Floor is open for any questions, comments, or corrections.
I have none.
I have none.
No questions, comments, or corrections. I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. This evening, Board, we have 23 pages of corporate claims in the amount of $645,783.04. The floor is open for questions or comments.
I do have a question, please. On page 21 for Cahill's Lawn and Landscape, are we paying for last year or this year? We're paying
We're
ahead of time?
paying for this upcoming year, but if you have it in by early February, you get a discount.
Okay.
And so we take advantage of that.
Thank you. That was my only question.
I have none.
I have one comment, and that is on page 22, Vermeer Midwest. We purchased another chipper, and that's the second one we've got now. So I appreciate everybody's efforts, the board, Dan, Brad, did the work to get this, so we've just made another improvement out at DPW, and it's something that's paid for. So I'm very happy about it. Having said that, there's no further comments or questions?
I have none.
If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve the corporate claims dated January 22nd, 2019, in the amount of $645,783.04.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. We have no unfinished business to carry over from the previous meeting. Under new business, we have several items. First, this is just notification to the board that Indy Teledata, it's become clear that Indy Teledata is not the right IT partner for the city of Beech Grove. We will complete the projects and tickets currently open, but it is imperative that the city immediately find another provider. There will be additional billing. We expect it to be paid in a timely manner. We don't have to approve this because in the agreement, either party could have withdrawn, so I just wanted to bring that forward.
Didn't we
And
just-
I think, huh?
Didn't we just get into an agreement with these guys?
Yeah,
When it,
yes. So I think it's a mutual parting of the company. So we meet tomorrow with another firm, and we'll see how that goes and take it from there. So that was their official notification, Dave and Sandy, and we'll just move on from there.
Okay.
Next order of business, massage therapy license. Chief, you want to comment on this? This is the one at 4770 South Emerson. This is the one that I would not bring to the board because their information was very sketchy. And I just had a bad feeling about this.
They supplied the proper information, and I checked on the names they gave and would approve the information they gave to us.
The problem that I had was when they first filled out, they supplied the license and that, and they paid the fee, but 2 and 2 wasn't adding up to 4.
Not initially.
And I was very hesitant about it. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't bring it to the board because they operated late of a night, and I just thought that was really sketchy. But you think it's all right?
But the names that they gave, they were checked, and they had no history with any area police departments.
I'll open it up for any comments from board members.
I kind of do my own little research on these. I think they have another shop located on East Washington Street, and that is not mentioned anywhere on this form. I just go in and kind of Google the name of the company, and another location comes up. So,
Dave, you got any thoughts on this?
no, their business is right behind where my office is. I've never seen anything out of the ordinary, but I don't know how late they work, but I'm not there late at night, so. I don't think I mean, if the chief says they're okay, I don't see as I'd have a problem with it.
I mean, to me, if you're gonna like start a second location, you would think you would maybe note that.
I just don't know. You go with your gut feeling sometimes, and I just thought, this doesn't seem right to me. Even though they've provided the information needed, so I'll take a motion from the floor.
Well, before we move forward, I mean, can we do like a background check on the other existing,
I can do some further checking on it if you like.
and maybe see if they've had any complaints, Better Business Bureau, police runs on the other location?
Now, see if they're
Perhaps.
tied together, I can do that. And if you want to hold your motion, or.
Well, I can make, I'll ask for a motion to table this until we meet again.
I'll make said motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Landscaping contract, DPW. Brad?
Good evening, Board. It's my recommendation to the Board of Works that the city award the 2019 landscaping bid to Borgman Enterprises. The city has had a long-term positive relationship with Borgman Enterprises, and they have come in with the lowest cost for all areas quoted. I've enclosed a chart which shows each individual quote from Borgman Enterprises, Restoration Landscape, and Pro Cut Landscaping Companies. The areas that have been quoted are the Roundabout, Centennial Park, Emerson Avenue, Main Street, and the 465 interchange. There is money in the LRNS budget to fund this work. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. The 465 interchange is new. That's not something we've quoted in the past, and that's just grass cutting. But we anticipate the RDC doing a beautification project at some point where there will be landscaping in that area.
This would be another deal where we split it 50/50
On the 465?
on everything.
Well, the RDC pays for Emerson completely.
Thought we split the whole thing with them.
No, they pay for Emerson 100%, and then we pay for Main Street. Of course, the Roundabout is, he pretty much does that for free because he advertises out there. And then Centennial Park is very small. And then
I'm
the
gonna
new
hit the
thing is,
RDC up and see if they'll split the difference with us for
Okay.
everything.
but they have been paying 100% of Emerson, which is generally
They have been?
generally the biggest one. Yeah, Main Street has gotten up there close to that one as well.
Right at the present time,
Actually, it's a little higher.
it's about $10,000 they're already paying. Half would be 12,000.
Yeah.
So we're pretty close to half right now, so that might be something you want to do, and if they
Yeah.
don't, we're still in pretty good shape.
I'm gonna hit them up about it.
Okay.
I have a quick question. So we're adding the 465 interchange?
We did this last year. We added it in probably sometime late spring. So I just figured we would include it to bid it out as well. And again, it'd just be for like an hourly grass cutting charge.
There's just an awful lot of trash. I guess they pick up trash before they,
They do,
Oh.
and the parks also helps with that.
okay.
Any other questions, comments,
No.
board members?
I'm done.
Thank you.
If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve the director's request and award the bid to Borgman Enterprises.
I'll make the motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I also vote aye, and the motion carries. And Brad, can you take care of the paperwork?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Renewal for next order of business is Samco renewal. Brad?
Dear Board, it is my recommendation to the Board of Works that the city renew the contract with Samco to continue locating our sanitary and stormwater utility lines. Working with Samco during the 2018 calendar year was a successful endeavor for the sanitation department. We found Samco to be very responsive and accurate in the work that they perform for the city. The only changes in the 2019 contract are the elimination of the increased fee of $12 per quarter hour for projects taking over 30 minutes to locate, and the normal notice ticket fee increased by 50 cents per ticket. There is money in the Sewage Works budget to fund this proposal. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. And that was, they called that a project fee, which we had in our contract for 18. And so anytime they went over 30 minutes in locating any of the areas that they were called out to locate, they called it a project, and then it became $12 per quarter hour. They eliminated that because they said it never even really came into play, so they didn't think it was necessary to keep that involved. So they took it out, and then the normal notice ticket fee, which is our normal tickets, those were $10 per ticket this year, or last year, 2018, they'll be $10.50. It's a small increase.
Floor is open for any questions or comments.
I have none.
I have none.
Now I'll ask for a motion to approve the director's request to enter into an agreement with Samco for utility location.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. And Brad, could you once again take care of the paperwork for us?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Next up, Arlington Avenue Roundabout, a consulting contract with Crossroad Engineers for inspection.
And this is the contract from Crossroads for the inspection of the Arlington Roundabout. Construction, the letting is in July of this year. Probably would be a fall, it will definitely be a fall construction, most likely 60 days after the letting, roughly. So Crossroads estimated a little high because stage 3 plans have not been submitted to NDOT. They were asked to, NDOT had reached out to me because they wanted this contract, but because stage 3 plans haven't been submitted, there was a little bit of estimating on the time that it would take during this project. So they estimated on the high end, which I can't blame them. They're going to protect themselves, obviously. The budget for this project was $189,000. Their contract came in just under that, at like $188,000. So they're under budget. NDOT allows, I think, 13% of the construction budget. So this came in right at that. And I looked through everything that they submitted, and they do a nice job of submitting all their anticipated hours and rates, and it looks to have everything in there that we would need. I didn't see any issues.
The key to all of this is, number one is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's budgeted properly. Dan did it last year and then this year. And also, almost all of this is reimbursable.
Yeah, it's 80/20, so of the 189, we'll pay 37, roughly 37,000. The feds will pick up the rest, the 80%. And Crossroads was preferential, in our opinion, because of Bob Bleich, who's an inspector, and he lives out that way, and he inspected the Churchman Sidewalk project, and we thought did an awesome job. And so we really wanted him to be involved in this project because it's in the same project vicinity.
Sure.
Because that's a lot of money.
Yeah. But they'll be involved in utility relocation, things like that, which there are a lot out there. So this will be a big job. I think overall cost is $2,001,000 overall cost of the project.
Floor is open for any questions or comments.
So for the total job of, what'd you say, 2.1?
It's $2,001,000, so it's not 2.1, just,
And it's,
A little less than
that total amount's 80/20?
yeah, but we had to pay for design, and we pay for right-of-way purchase, 100% local. Construction and construction inspection are 80/20.
Thank you.
I think construction was 1.4 million and inspection was 189. So almost 1.6 of reimbursable money.
And I think you've already purchased 4 of these properties.
Yes.
Well, this one's coming up quick. Any other questions or comments?
I have nothing.
If not, I'll ask for a motion to enter into agreement with Crossroads in the city of Beech Grove for
Excuse me.
consulting contract for the Arlington Avenue roundabout.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Brad, can you come up for a minute? Last order of business for DPW is Enviro street sweeping for 2019.
Dear Board, it is my recommendation to the Board of Works that the city continue the contract with EnviroSweep for the 2019 calendar year. There are no changes to any pricing or scope of work from the 2018 contract that was approved by the Board of Works on February 5th, 2018. EnviroSweep has been a reliable provider of street sweeping services in Beech Grove for the past 4 years. There's money in the stormwater fund for this agreement. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. So there were no changes, and we had added some language that we could renew this contract. It's been a positive relationship, so I would see no reason not to continue.
Floor is open for any questions or
Yeah.
comments.
Exceptionally, with no rate increase.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I get no calls on them other than generally if I do, it's positive that somebody letting me know that their driver got out and took a blower and, did the extra mile. So they do a nice job.
No further questions or comments. I'll ask for a motion to take the recommendation of the director and enter into a contract with EnviroSweep for 2019.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Can you take care of the paperwork for us, Brad?
Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is resignation from the Beech Grove Fire Department. Chief?
Good evening, Board. Dear Chief Cheshire, I write this letter to officially confirm my resignation on February 1st, 2019. It has been a great honor serving the Beech Grove area under your leadership with fellow firefighters and officers. I am very thankful for the opportunity that you, the Beech Grove Fire Department, and the City of Beech Grove have allotted me. I will always reflect on my time here with the Beech Grove Fire Department during my firefighting career. Thank you and best wishes to you and the department. Sincerely, Anthony Noble.
Any thoughts on that, Chief?
Yeah, I definitely hate seeing Anthony go. He's one of our newer firefighter paramedics. Just been here for a year. I came and spoke to the board and the council prior, and last year, and letting everyone know that Indianapolis Fire Department was hiring 70 firefighters here this spring, and they're now hiring another 40 to 50 at the end of this year. It's just unfortunately, Anthony was offered a job and he took it. It was just very difficult for us to compete with the benefit package that IFD offers.
I wish him the best, and he's a good kid. I think he scored second or third in the recruit class, so I knew that they would go after him. But that's how it is. I mean, I wish him the best. Can you talk to us about reimbursement?
Yes, with the new hirees, when they came on, we did a conditional offer of employment where the applicant signs a written statement that they will have to reimburse the fire department $9,000 if they leave within the first 3 years. Anthony is well aware of that, and he stated that he will give us a check for that amount prior to him leaving for Indianapolis.
And that's about, that 9,000, that's about what it costs to hire a guy?
That is, if you take a look at the cost, when we have to do another process, you take a look at the physical, the psychological exam, all the money that we have spent toward hiring a new employee, along with his personal protective gear. It's all measured and fitted for that employee. So it's very difficult to find another employee the same shape, size, etc. So it's a lot of money that we invest in our employees, and that helps reimburse some of those costs. And that doesn't even get and we start talking about the training hours and how much hours we spend with these employees, getting them on board. It's a very huge amount, and if you think about the fire department being short an employee, having to cover that position when he's in recruit class for 6 months, those costs are pretty high.
Be backfilling him.
We will have to backfill when we fall below minimum staffing on his shift. Right now, we have a couple people out. We have a female employee who's pregnant, and we're having difficulty on that shift. We have a firefighter who's injured, and we have several medical issues going on that we're trying to get through, and this just compounds that.
Well, I wish him the best. Any other questions or comments?
I have none.
I have none.
None, I'll ask for motion to accept the resignation letter of Anthony Noble.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I also vote aye, and the motion carries. With that, Board, I'll ask for a motion to allow the chief to begin the process to replace the firefighter.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye as well, and the motion carries.
Thank you.
Step increase for Michelle Saunders.
Dear
Chief.
Board, I come before you today to ask for the approval of the pay increase of Michelle Saunders to the position of second-year firefighter. If approved, Michelle's pay will increase to $2,436.23 per pay period. This will take effect the payroll starting February 9th, 2019. The increase for position pay is in our 2019 budget.
Questions or comments from board members?
None.
I have none.
If not, I'll ask for motion to approve the chief's request for pay increase for Michelle Saunders.
Make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Joe Anglin, Chief.
Dear Board, I come before you today to ask for the approval of pay increase of Joe Anglin to the position of third-year firefighter. If approved, Joe's pay will increase to $2,565.06 per pay period. This will take effect the payroll starting February 9th, 2019. The increase for position pay is in our 2019 budget.
Floor is open for any questions or comments.
I have none.
I have none.
Now I'll ask for a motion to approve the chief's request for pay increase for Joe Anglin.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I also vote aye, and the motion carries. A last order of business for fire department is vehicle replacement. Chief?
Dear Board, I come before you today requesting the approval to order 3 staff vehicles from Fletcher Dodge. All vehicles will be purchased through the Quantity Purchase Agreement, the QPA, with the state of Indiana. I have the QPA specification sheet from the state on file. The total cost of the vehicles with radios, computer, and emergency lighting will not exceed the budgeted amount of $133,000. This amount is included in the 2019 budget.
Floor is open for any questions or comments.
What are we gonna, are we replacing those vehicles? I mean, the ones that we have now, are we?
We will
handing them down?
repurpose the current Tahoes for inspection division compliance, and also the senior citizens, which will give them, I believe it might be the first time, Mayor, they will actually have a four-wheel drive to get around in the snowy and bad weather.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I know we budgeted money, Dan budgeted money for that, but I don't know how much.
$133,000.
Okay,
And if you're interested, the QPA is on the state website too, if you ever want to take a look and what those prices are for the different vehicles.
Thank
What'd
you.
you say they was going to use at the senior center?
One of the Tahoes.
Okay, who's gonna drive it? Cause they got the bus and the car.
well, they would
In-
just depend, there's only 2 of them down there. If they could use that instead of the bus sometimes.
It will give them a lot more flexibility at that center. Plus with some of the elderly people that they have getting in and out of these vehicles, it's a lot easier getting in the higher vehicle where the elderly don't have to stoop down to get in the car. So this will definitely help them and help the people they serve.
Floor is open for any questions or comments from board members.
I have
I have
none.
none.
Now I'll ask for a motion to approve the chief's request to purchase 3 staff vehicles for the fire department.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Chief, what's the time frame on this?
What I'm going to do, we've been in contact with Fletcher Dodge, and we pretty well have the outlay of the vehicles that we need to purchase. I anticipate a 60-day turnaround on the order. They're just now currently getting the 2019, the 2500 series Dodge Ram, which we will be purchasing for the battalion chief's vehicle. Tomorrow, we have a company coming in to look at a pull-out command tray for that vehicle for them. So as soon as I get some more information from Fletcher, I'll have a better timeline for you. by anticipated turnaround 60 days.
All right. Thanks, Chief.
And thank you, and just one more quick note for the board. Aaron Coffey was approved by this board to hire based upon passing his physical agility testing. He did pass his physical through public safety medical, so we do anticipate him starting on the 26th pay period. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Last order of business is request for a block party on Buffalo Street, and I think I'll ask Dan if he'll read this letter into the record, please.
Dear Board, to whom it may concern, my name is Ashley Thomas. I'm a Beech Grove resident. My fiance, Rob, and I live at 200 North 17th Avenue. On September 21st of 2019, Rob and I are hoping to have a block party style wedding and reception with around 80 guests in attendance. The section of road we're hoping to reserve is on Buffalo Street, in between 16th and 17th Avenue, directly across the street from our residence. There are no houses or businesses on this section of road, and to close this part of road down would not cut off any necessary routes. Anyone who does travel this road frequently could easily find a way around this closure, as the roundabout is a mere 2 blocks down. If possible, we'd like to not only use this section of road, but also a section of grass next to the road for a tent, lighting, and possibly some other structures. We would have 2 to 3 food trucks parked on the road, a tent in the grass, a DJ, a bartender with liquor license, porta potties, and possibly a bouncy house and some other carnival-style games. We will comply with any and all sanitation and liquor laws as well as noise ordinances. If possible, we would like to reserve this area for at least 12 hours, but preferably 24 hours for setup and tear down purposes. Thank you for considering our request. We appreciate your time. If there are any questions, my information can be found below. Sincerely, Ashley Thomas.
Thank you, Dan. Liz, did you want to comment on this?
I know I represent them and my District 1, and I just told them I'd be here to support them. And they had contacted me just for advice as far as how to go about requesting this, and I directed them to do the petition, the letter, and with what they were requesting. And then hopefully, if there was some tweaking or some concessions or something, I told them you would be honest with them and would certainly let them know the concerns as far as safety and everything that goes into these types of requests.
Come on up and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about.
Over here?
Yes, please.
Okay. I do have a map, if you would like it.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm Ashley Thomas. This is my fiance, Rob. I have done some additional research since I've written this letter. So some things could, for instance, the bartender with the liquor license, I've found out that it's possible to obtain temporary beer and wine licenses, or permits, I should say. So liquor wouldn't be served. It would actually be, if it were allowed, beer and wine. So, yeah, and I really just wanted to see what would be allowed and what wouldn't. I haven't made a lot of plans as far as what we would put up, but I just wanted to see what was possible and what wouldn't be possible.
Board members, at any time you can ask questions.
I have a couple questions. You're going to have about approximately 80 guests. Where would you put all the cars? Where's the parking for this event?
That's a great question. There is just a couple of doors down on 17th Avenue. There is a building that is not in use. It does have a pretty large parking lot. And I have found out who to contact who owns that building. I would need to seek permission to see if we could park cars there. But that would be preferably where we would do that.
And what about, you said a property across the street? Is that also included where this building is, or is that someone else's property?
It's actually, it's the green space that used to have, is it St. Francis? St. Francis? It's basically just the green field. If we could use some of that, if it weren't in use, that's where we would put a tent and things like that.
So that would be a question for St. Francis, right?
Right, they would
Okay.
have to give them permission, we couldn't.
Okay.
And that's some of the other things that I've researched. I figured that we would need to seek out their permission to possibly use that.
Have you thought about changing the location to Buffalo between 17th and 18th?
We have thought about that. There's a lot more residences, so we would be blocking parking and things like that. So we just figured that the area between 16th and 17th would be better, just because we wouldn't be blocking any particular residences and driveways and things of that nature.
That way, if you do that, the porta potty issue goes away.
Okay,
The alcohol would not have to leave your property.
okay,
Then the DJ, all of it would actually theoretically, other than the congregation, would be on your property. I don't mind closing roads, but I have a fundamental problem with alcohol on a public street. That would probably ex-nay this for me.
okay,
I don't think we allow it in the park when we have events and other areas, and I don't know about that.
okay.
Well, the other thing, have we ever shut down a road for 12 hours?
And she's
Yeah.
asking for 24.
Well, 24,
Yeah,
but I
minimum.
would like to have 12. I just don't know, since I've been on here, have we ever done that for 12 hours?
We've done it, I think, well, we've done it at Holy Name, we've done it,
Fall
the
festival.
festival.
Okay.
That's why, to me, it would be better if it was between 17th and 18th.
Okay,
That's just my opinion, and I haven't even talked to the fire or police about it. I know we've gotten this, I wanted to hear it from you folks, and I wanted the board to take it under advisement and have you come up and talk to us about it. I'm not opposed to close the roads, but there's a couple things that I'm not sure about.
okay,
One thing I would like to comment on, anytime anything goes on city streets, you have to buy insurance for that one particular day, a minimum $1 million worth of insurance. And it sounds like a lot of money. It's not that expensive when you go to your insurance carriers. But the city of Beech Grove has to be named as additional insured, and that could go up if there is alcohol. You would have to talk to your particular insurance agency or whoever was writing that, but we would need that before anything can be done, just because of the liability on the city.
okay,
I can tell you, I do insurance, and I've done probably 3 special event weddings this year. And when they have liquor for one day, now they'll cover it like 24 hours before the event and 24 hours after, just in case. So you're basically at 3, but it's a one-day event considered, and most of those run around $350
okay,
for $1 million liability, when you include liquor.
okay,
So that's just food for thought.
okay. So that's beer and wine included in
Oh, yeah.
that? Okay, it's
Yeah.
just any alcoholic beverage?
It's any
Okay.
alcohol, yeah, and they will have,
Francis.
it's, the way they do it,
All
like,
Francis.
it's based on how many people you have at the event. Like, the last one I did, they had over 300.
Okay,
And, but if you have fewer, it may cost a little less, but it's not gonna be
okay,
anything earth-shattering.
okay,
Ashley, on that map, other than the road, all of that is St. Francis.
okay,
So we can put you into, I can give you the number, not tonight, but I can give you the number for the person to call for that, to talk to them, but we wouldn't be able to, the city can't approve something on their property.
Right. And yeah, after I did some looking into it, I found out that that was St. Francis. So I kind of expected to need to reach out to them if it was approved by you guys to use the road. And I did, I have some, I'm a teacher, I teach adults, and I actually have a lot of bartender contacts and food contacts, and so I can get a licensed bartender if that was available, you know, if you guys would consider that. But also we can check IDs, we can do a stamp, or we can do bracelets, or however you guys would prefer that be done. I really am not interested in having liquor, hard liquor. It would just be beer and wine, if anything. So.
Another thing that why I think closing Buffalo from 17th and 18th is more soothing for me, because if you do that, none of your gas is going to be crossing 17th Street.
Right.
So it's just another thought.
Okay. And I would be open to that as well. I just didn't know if it would be more of an issue to close, you know, that area around the housing. And
Do you have a good rapport with your neighbors?
we don't, they're kind of quiet. We don't really know them very
And knock
well.
on their door and talk to them about it. Tell them
Okay.
this is what we would like to do.
Okay.
See what they say.
Okay.
You might be surprised. I
Okay.
mean, you know, just, and I think the time frame as well, as far as how long it's going to be closed.
Right.
And can we get through if we absolutely have to?
Okay.
But
Absolutely.
to me, that's much a better, for me, I don't know about this Buffalo from 16th to 17th. I don't know about that. But in your own backyard, that's a little bit different.
Okay. So we would be able, if in that instance, we would be able to utilize the street, or?
Yeah, if you,
Okay.
if you go talk to your neighbors
Okay.
and ask them, tell them what you would like to do.
Okay.
And see if they have an issue with it.
Okay.
And then it's for however long, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
I don't want to say no tonight, you know, I just want to work through it, you know.
Okay.
You want to get married, and well, that's a good thing, you know.
Okay.
But we'll work with you, there's a couple of things that throw the flag up.
Okay.
Good job on your initial planning.
Thank you.
You're one step closer than what you were
So,
10 minutes ago.
Can you keep us, Liz, or keep us in the loop and
Yeah,
come back? So
absolutely.
we could see what's cooking?
Should I submit additional, if I get approval from neighbors, should I submit additional letters and things like that to,
Yeah, should we get a survey or something like that, or?
No, if your neighbors are okay with it, just come back and tell us, we don't need the St. Francis property, we don't need that other area, we can do it right here, then we'll go from there.
okay,
The more that you can keep on your own physical property, the better off it is for you and the city.
okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Motion to table this until we hear from them down the road.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. That concludes new business. Comments from board members?
I'll just make a comment on how wonderful DPW did while we had some inclement weather in the last couple days. A lot of positive things on Facebook, and that's always good to hear. So, good job to your team.
I'm done. Good.
Having said that, motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
Meeting is adjourned at 6:46.